get lots of good ideas crowdsourcing. So today we're going to show you our RV. Let's go.
The master bed is right as you walk into the right. And one of the first things that we did when we bought this was install lockable doors. Since this is the master bedroom, there are times when you may want some privacy. A few other things we did was we painted all the walls a nice bright white just to open up the space, and then we installed some fairy lights. That way it gives a little mood lighting. And then the other thing is we had to figure out where we're going to put all your clothes. And for us, we decided not to bring any hanging clothes and instead installed these shelves. And we bought little baskets that can come in and out pretty easily to store things as we needed it. Really love the color of these ones that we found for up here, and they just fit perfectly across that little tiny space above the bed. Otherwise you're just going to have whatnots thrown up there. The biggest thing that we did, but it's the hardest to see, is we actually extended the support for this bed so that we could fit our standard queen size mattress in here, because it was a short, like an RV queen size, but we really wanted our mattress from home when we moved in. So
yeah, how we did that is we took out the platform that was there and we just moved it down, put a piece of board over the top, and then had some angle brackets that we put off the base here. And that allowed us to bring the existing hinged wood down, and we just filled the gap to fill in that extra length for our residential queen.
One of the things over in this other far corner is there's these really shallow cubbies. So that's our pantry linens. You know, we got towels, we've got sheets, whatever can stack vertically, because it's really narrow depth in there, so you can't really fit a lot. And let's go into the living room.
So in this room, we did quite a few changes. The biggest being we took out the U-shaped dinette that was originally here and the jackknife couch. But we're going to start at 12 o'clock and work ourselves around. So right here is a media cabinet that I built. This was just an open space next to the slide. But because we are full timing, we needed some place to keep our electronics. So measured it all out, made some different dividers for laptops, tablets, storage for cords and stuff, and then used some aluminum sheeting that has a bunch of holes in it, so there's lots of good ventilation in there. We don't have to worry about heating up any electronics in an enclosed cabinet. And then the power cords actually run through this wall underneath those linen cabinets to one of the plugs in the master bedroom, so we're not walking over any cords, which is nice. And then it gives us some room here to store our electronics and display some items that you'd also like to, display in your house, because there's not a whole lot of flat surfaces, especially in this RV. So then we took out the jackknife couch. We found it wasn't very comfortable and we weren't using it very much. And we knew that we wanted a bigger table than was in here. So I built this little buffet table. It kind of looks like a office or a little desk, and I guess you could use it as such, but we built it specifically because we knew we needed a spot for the dog to be. So this is Moxie's bed, and it was just wasted space if we just put her bed down and didn't utilize the vertical, because she doesn't need so much vertical space. So we added 2 more spots for cubbies. We've got all of Moxie's stuff fits in one bin, and then we've got some homeschooling stuff in here. And then again, a spot to put more flat surfaces to store some things. Up here we've got some snacks and chips and stuff, and then more board games and homeschooling supplies up there. Then over here where the U-shaped dinette was, we took out that table, got a bigger table. This one's 5 feet long. It's acacia wood butcher block, and then we stained it and sealed it. Really like how it turned out, and I definitely like how big it is. Again, this is not weekends for us, it's now full time, so having a big table, we're here 3 times a day, 7 times a day. And basically what I did is I took the 2 dinette benches, pulled them off the wall, put them together, and then built a face frame for it so that we didn't lose any of the storage that was underneath there. So we've got yoga mats and camera gear and more pantry supplies. And then instead of using the bolsters that came with the RV, Coley found these awesome pillows. And then above the table is this new light fixture. It's a residential light fixture with 12-volt light bulbs. So cool thing is you can switch out your light fixtures for residential ones as long as they use 12-volt bulbs. You do have to relocate the push pin button to turn them on and off, because your residential ones are usually going to be on a switch. I do have a video on this installing those. They're super easy to do if you're somewhat comfortable with electricity. And it definitely made a big difference, because those little puck lights, they had just like a double-sized one right above the dinette. And it was bright. It was just too bright. You sat there and you felt like you were at the dentist's office. So this looks much better and functions much better too. It's much warmer light. Then we added more fairy lights in this room at night when it's all dark, just being able to have some ambient light. You know, if you're watching TV or working on a project, definitely not bright enough to read by, but bright enough to be in the room and comfortable with. Pantry here and here. These Turkish cotton towels are pretty nice. They dry super duper fast. They definitely feel different than cotton towels when you're drying off. It's something to get used to if you've only ever used the really thick, heavy cotton towels. But it's really nice because they dry wicked quick. Moving over into the kitchen area. So we changed the front. There was a stainless steel covers on the refrigerator. These are galvanized steel. I did a video on this of creating this and using galvanized metal because it is magnetic and you can use dry erase on it. So it took this space that was very unfunctional and made it super functional. Now it's magnetic and we can also write notes or do homeschooling things on there. And it really gives you, again, more space in a tight quarters. Painted this whole room too, ceiling, walls, all that. You know, I always thought painting in a house was kind of a chore, but at least in a house you have big open walls to paint. In an RV, it's all corners and small spaces. We put peel and stick up on the back splash here, a little bit more of a warm tone that was in here, ties in with the rest of the colors in our RV and looks really good against the cabinets. Another big thing we did is this stovetop cover. It's just a piece of wood, the same wood we use for the dinette, but we used some cord cable grabbers. Hopefully you'll know what I mean when I show you, but they just clip on here and get pushed through the wires on the grate. And that way it doesn't slide around or move while traveling. We just leave this set here. And then if we need to use the propane, we take it off and use it. Otherwise we have an electric single burner that we often use here along with the electric kettle when we're hooked up to shore power. Some kitchen utensils up on there, more kitchen storage in here with pots and pans. Coley found these awesome spice jars that have lids, you know, identifiers on the top, which normally I don't care for because usually we have them in a cabinet you can see from the side, but this is really nice because you can see vertically what those are. And then to be determined whether we like this solution or not. We like part of it and we don't like the other part. Is we've got the bench on that side for the table, but then we have these storage cubes that the boys have some more craft supplies and toys in. They work well for the storage. They fit nicely under the table. I'm not convinced at the height yet. I think it's still a little bit too low. We'll see. It is slightly lower than a normal chair. Totally doable. We've been doing it for a while. We'll see if these last or if we end up getting chairs or not. But it is nice to have that additional storage. And then you can move it over, you know, and have a footrest here while you're having your coffee in the morning. It's a bigger table, much heavier than the small one that was here. And so we couldn't just go off of, you know, 2 little legs. So we ordered more RV legs, and these are the removable ones. However, with the 4 legs, we just leave this set up the whole time. So when we put the slide in for travel days, we installed it so that it does not hit the wall, and this table actually does not come down. It just stays up the whole time, which is super helpful because it's not a light piece of wood, and having to take it up and down every time would be a pain in the butt. So it's very nice that we can put the slide in and leave the table up. It also makes setup when we arrive at camp much quicker. One thing I wanted to know when I was watching tours is where are people putting their laundry? Well, our laundry basket fits in the tub, so we leave it in there, and then when someone has to shower, we just take it out, set it in the living room, move it back when we're done. We got a vertical storage here with all the soaps and shampoos. The first time we used it, and we left everything in there, and the whole thing fell down on a travel day. I grabbed one of these closet rod holders, installed it to the ceiling, put the rod in there, and we haven't had an issue since. So that's nice because now we don't have to take everything out of the spots on travel days. Just one less thing to do. Then we installed some shelves. This was all just blank here. There was a towel holder in the middle, but knowing that we needed more space and more storage, you know, we've got a bin for the boys. Coley and I each have a bin, and then we've got a miscellaneous bin with excess shampoo, all that kind of stuff. This little spot here is another cubby we've been storing toilet paper in. And when you're in an RV, you got to find spots for things to hide. This little access panel here is for the piping under the sink, but it starts about 6 inches deeper. So I just undid it, put some magnets on, and now, you know, going all the length of this cabinet, we've got about 7 to 8 inches deep of stuff that we can store soaps and different things that you need to store in a bathroom. But it's super cool because we didn't have to add hinges or anything. It's just magnetic and we pop it off and move about our day. We put in a new shower curtain, found one we liked for a normal shower, and then measured out the distance, the length that it needed to be, took it to a seamstress and had them sew the bottom because the normal shower one is too long. And then moved the track out a little bit. It was kind of straight across, and even though it's curved, it's tight in there. It's a small RV shower. So left the back where it was because we didn't want to run into the cabinet here, and then pulled the front out. So it's kind of more of a little bit more arm room in the shower. And so for the painting inside the shower, we needed something that was waterproof. We ended up going with Rust-Oleum's topside marine paint. It's meant for bolt holes, on the hole above the water, the top side. And it painted on really well. I believe it's oil-based, and it's been waterproof. Make sure you do your caulking. Time will tell. But I think based off of what it was designed for, it should be pretty good in an RV shower. And I think we need to move on to the bunk room.
The other key piece of real estate that we wanted when we looked for a trailer was a room for the boys to be able to have to themselves. And we also wanted to make it a little more functional. So the steps to get up to the bunk beds were just really meant for your weekend camper, and even that, it hurt. So we took them out. There's an entire video on this, but basically we created storage and stairs for the boys to easily get up to the bed. It's very sturdy. The boys can stand on it, sit on it, get across to each bed, and it just increases some of their storage. We did give them some vertical, like hooks for jackets and things, and their backpacks and their rain jackets and their winter jackets. Another thing we did for safety was install these rails. They are just L brackets that are both bolted to the bottom and bolted to these pieces of wood for very sturdy. We tell the boys not to use them with gymnastics, but they haven't broke yet, and they still seem to use them. If you can come in a little bit more and then turn around, imagine at the feet of the boys' bed, we installed these little mesh shoe holders. They were actually 2 by 6 deep. We only had room for 2 by 2 deep, so we just tucked under the last level and sewed a simple stitch. I am not a seamstress, but I managed to sew those up, and then Josh installed them with some really sturdy hardware to the top so they can keep all their treasures right where they want them. And then the other thing we needed, because again, small space, 2 kids breathing, is the fan to help with the moisture and the condensation. And that's actually a rechargeable fan that will run, just clips anywhere. It's actually made on a clip, and to be able to put it up so it hit both the boys, Josh just got these doohickeys. What are they called, Josh?
2x4 brackets.
There we go, 2x4 brackets, and installed it on the ceiling. That way we can simply clip it up and we can turn it on with a click. So they have the dinette down here. Really, we didn't do anything to the dinette because we wanted to keep them having a surface for them to be able to play with, leave their stuff, have space to hang out. There is some storage under here where we keep some extra water, but something we don't really want to have to access regularly. So that's just in case of. While it's a tidy space, the boys say they really like it. They like the individuality. We did try to give them some more decoration by buying, again, fairy lights, but they wanted color ones, and so we bought a 2-pack, which is awesome, except for if your remote is too far away from the receiver, it'll control your brothers too. So they will turn on and they will turn off, and you can ensure that fights will follow about what color you turn their lights and why did you turn them off when they wanted them on. That is their room.
And so the last kind of indoor-outdoor space is right attached to the bunk room, but it's only accessed from the outside, and that's the outdoor kitchen. So we've got the 2 bunks up top, the dinette on the far side, and then this is underneath that other bunk. It's nice. We've got this is 120 volt only, so this will only work when we're plugged into shore power, but having another fridge has been super handy. The outdoor sink is essential. We use this every single day, and we did end up, this cabinet used to be all one big cavity underneath these doors, but we popped out the panel here and put in a shelf. So now we've got, hammocks up here and some frisbees and stuff, and then we also have storage down below because it was just really tall. Now it's 2 separate ones. We added a magnetic knife block on here and more of the peel and stick backsplash, as well as a towel holder that clicks. This works really well inside because when you're traveling, the towel roll doesn't unroll on itself as you're going down the road. I wish they had made it a little bit with one of those sticky arms to pressurize it, because the only thing that I don't care for about it is the wind will blow it. So we've got a little rubber band on there right now. Made a little caddy for our Blackstone stuff, oil, water, and this fire away spray. That stuff is really cool. I did a whole video on that versus your RV fire extinguisher, and that stuff is really cool. It's First Alert's Easy Fire Spray. It's also under the Tundra name. And then we've got our Blackstone. This is a 22-inch adventure model, so it's got the hood and the stand, and then it came with the propane tank adapter for the 20-pounders. But we bought an aftermarket hose to plug into the propane at the outdoor kitchen. This unit has a swing around grill. It's a joke. The grill is like super duper thin metal. It's got one burner, and it just is more frustrating to use than to just bring charcoal. So that's what we did before we had the Blackstone. But now that we have the Blackstone, it's awesome because we take the stand down, stick it here next to the refrigerator, and then the Blackstone itself fits perfectly in this space. And then we just close up the outdoor kitchen, and super easy to set up, super easy to take down. We did add some more fairy lights underneath here as it gets dark, and turn off the spotlight and be able to have a little more ambience outside.
So that was a peek into our home and how we've done things so far in the RV. Do hit us up with any questions that you had about why we did something, or if we left you hanging on something because we failed to like show it or describe it clearly.
And we also plan to do a tour on the outside, all the different things that we've done to improve the trailer from the outside perspective, as well as how we set up the truck to tow, you know, where we put our bicycles, that kind of thing. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get that when the video drops. Go ahead and leave us a comment down below, show some appreciation. Until next time, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Coley.
Happy trails.